Before I get started on this video, I wanted to give a shout out to you. Yes, you watching. You and people like you have helped us hit a milestone on this channel. We just hit over 5,000 watch hours, which is crazy. So shout outs to y'all who have been watching the videos, showing love. And speaking of love, I'm going to talk about some indie games, which I love indie games. So I'm going to talk to you guys about a few indie games that I've been playing that maybe you'll want to check out. So without further ado, let's get right into it. This is actually an indie game that I meant to talk about a while ago, and that is Grime Definitive Edition, man. In Grime, you play as this little creature with a black hole on his head, and he is traversing through this really grimy, dingy landscape made of just rock and gravel and all kinds of weird stuff, and he's trying to get to the top of the location that he's at for reasons that you'll come to find. And something about just the atmosphere, and I don't know, that this game really just kind of put its hooks in me. That the atmosphere, the look of it, the enemy design, the character design, the abilities being able to parry with the black hole and like absorb enemies, which kind of ties into the story, which you'll see. And I'll encourage you, like, pay attention to the story as you play this. It's not told in the most straightforward way, but once you start piecing it together, it's really dope how they kind of built this entire world, man. It's something else. I can't think of in many other games that made me feel like this. And the boss fights were fun. They're challenging, but not really unfair. Upgrades to get lots of weapons to find. I tend to only stick with the weapons I was pretty familiar with, so you won't see a lot of weapons in my footage. But there are plenty more weapons to find other than the basics that you see me using. But nah, man, this was really good, man. I had a lot of fun with this. I cannot wait for the sequel. This is such a just unique world, and it has a different feel to it than most other Metroidvanias that I've played. See, I had to give a mention to Grime Definitive Edition. This was one of my favorite games that I played last year. It came out a couple years ago, but I just played it last year. But I had to give this a shout out, man, because it's criminal that I did not review this. I should have reviewed this right after I played it, but this is me kind of atoning for that. Grime Definitive Edition. This was really good. If you enjoy Metroidvanias and you haven't played this yet, give this a look. I think you will enjoy it. A gem of an indie game that I've played recently that I have not seen a lot of people talk about is Magenta Horizon Never Ending Harvest. Now, this is a action platformer which you play as a reaper named Gretel, who's trying to reach her home called the Sanctuary, where she was banned from. Now, I have not actually finished this game. I'm actually on the final act, so I can't tell you how the rest of the story goes, and that would be a spoiler anyway. But I can tell you this game has been a lot of fun because this combat, boy, it's really fast-paced. It gives me that old-school hack-and-slash vibe. Lots of combos and different moves to pull off. I will say this game has been hard. This game does punch you in the mouth, so if you play it, like, be ready. It's real out here. But I love the combat. So many different moves and combos to pull off. And the name of the game, kind of in this one, is crowd control. They throw you in some rooms where you got enemies hanging from the ceiling. You got creatures coming from the floor. You got this little helicopter dude flying around being a menace. You got the little, it's not a bike, it's a bike car. I don't know what it is. It's a little dude that's rolling on wheels. He's being a terror. You got him rolling around. It's a lot going on in these rooms, and you got to know crowd control. You got to know which enemies to kind of deal with first, which moves are best used on which enemies. It can be a lot. It can be overwhelming, but you got the tools. They give you the tools. They give you what you need. There's not really a skill tree. You get everything you need in the beginning as far as the move set. There are like items that you can get that give you little special moves. So I forgot what the items are called, but the special move, you can throw like a bomb. They have like an electric parry. That's the only parry that you're gonna get. Some projectiles that you can shoot, and there are other little equipable items that give you like passive upgrades and things like that. But for the most part, you got to get proficient at throwing these hands, or you're gonna get stomped out by a lot of enemies, or in the boss fight. The boss fights are really fun, really fast paced. I love the look of this game. Lots of vibrant colors, very abstract. Love the platforming. Not the biggest fan of how they chose to do the stages. Pretty much most of the stages, I think all of them, you have to find like 3 keys before you can leave the stages. I kind of find that a little annoying. I wish this would have been a much more just straightforward action platformer where you just go through a stage and just kind of be on your way. But I love the gameplay enough that I'm willing to put up with it. This has been a blast so far, and I've not seen a lot of people talk about it. So if you have not played Magenta Horizon Never Ending Harvest, give this one a look. I've been having a blast, and if you like throwing hands just like I do, I think you'll enjoy this one. So Elsie is a game that I actually just recently finished, and shout outs to Platonic Games because they actually hooked me up with a code to play this. But Elsie is an action platformer. You play as an android named Elsie, who's created by Dr. Gray, who's basically tracking down a bunch of guardians that she needs to take out. There's more going on in the story, but it's not a full review, so I'm not going to get all into that. But yeah, I played this recently. I recently finished it. I did have some fun, and I can recommend it to y'all, but with a caveat. I gotta be honest, I would say catch this one on a sale. The gameplay is good. It had some issues on Switch when it initially launched. That's the platform I played it on. But after the patches, it's been pretty good ever since. I haven't had many issues. It's fun, fast-paced action platforming, running, shooting. They got a parry mechanic in here. The parry mechanic's a little weird, but with some timing, you'll get used to it. You know, cool upgrades to get. You can get some really powerful builds. I didn't have any issues with the gameplay or like the boss fights. That was all fine and dandy. My main issue was how they chose to do like stage progression in this game. It was really strange. So you have to defeat every guardian to get to the final stage. But you can only do 3 stages at a time. This is a roguelite, so you kind of are like going on runs, or this has roguelike elements, I should say. So being that you can only go to 3 stages at a time, once you get to the end of the 3rd stage, they send you right back to the beginning, and it's not like you get to keep your your items. They're gonna send you back to the bare bones, and it's like, why don't you just let me keep going until I die? Why am I getting sent back to the beginning? I have to lose all of my stuff and then start back over and hope that y'all send me to a stage I haven't been before. And you need to keep track of the guardians you kill, because if you end up back at the same stages, you're gonna end up back at the beginning again. So like, if you play this, keep track of the guardians that you kill, because you have to take out all the guardians before you can get to the last stage. So just keep track of the stages you've been to and what you've done there. Otherwise, you might find yourself a little frustrated with the game loop, and that's kind of the main reason why I can recommend this, but I have to do it at like a caveat with the sales price, because the game progression in this was really strange, and it almost messed the game up for me. But the gameplay was fun enough that I'll still give it a passing grade, but I'll put this with a caveat. Catch this on the sale. But it'll scratch that Mega Man itch for you. If you like action platformers, if you like Mega Man, you'll still find something to enjoy here. It'll be a little frustrating at times. But shout outs to Elsie. I did still have a good time with it, so I wanted to give it a mention. One of my favorite indies that I've played as of late, and a very short one, is Sheepy, a short adventure in which you play as a sheep named Sheepy, who is a little plushie toy that has been brought to life, and he's exploring the remains of like this facility that he's in. And because this game is so short and you can finish it in an hour, maybe even under an hour, I don't really want to spoil this for you. And it's free to download on Steam. That's right, free 99. It's only going to cost you time, but it's worth it. If you like platformers, you want something with some beautiful art, a gorgeous soundtrack, great atmosphere. This game accomplished so much in such a short time, and I was really impressed by the time I finished this, man. I really wanted more. I was kind of mad when this was over, because I wanted more of this, man. This is a really dope, really short but straight to the point platformer. Parts of this game are just so surreal and gorgeous. Like, there's a certain scene that, oh man, it just stuck with me. You'll see it when you play it, and you'll know exactly which one I'm talking about. But man, yeah, now Sheepy, a short adventure. Like I said, I don't even really want to say too much about this. I just wanted to throw this in here because I played it recently and I loved it. And for this to be free, kudos. This was great, and I want you to play it, and I want you to I want you to experience this. So I'm not really going to get too in depth into this. Go play it. It's free on Steam. Go download it. If you like platformers, I think you'll enjoy it. So go check this one out if you get the chance. Got one from a puzzle platforming fans out there, man. I've been playing Planet of Lana. Played this for the first time on my Twitch stream the other day. Planet of Lana, you play as Lana, who's on a rescue mission to rescue her sister after she got kidnapped by these alien machines. Really, the whole village got. You'll see in the intro. This went south real quick. Yeah, you gotta rescue your sister after she gets kidnapped by like these alien machine life forms, and you also have a little companion named Mui, a little cat homie who you can also pet. So it's imperative that you pet the homie. But yeah, y'all two work together, and you solve puzzles, and you go on this adventure to rescue your sister. And it's a pretty straightforward game. As you can see with the art style, very, very beautiful. Love the landscapes, love the way they pan out, and you can kind of see the whole environment. The planet looks beautiful, the environments are gorgeous. Obviously, I haven't finished this yet. I only played this for the first time the other day. But I know it's a pretty short game, so I'm pretty sure I'll finish this the next time I play it. But can't wait to see maybe some of the other environments, because this game looks beautiful. As far as the puzzles, pretty simple and straightforward. If you play things like Limbo and Inside, I think you'll enjoy this, but this is like a much more chill version of that. The puzzles, minus like one or two so far, haven't really been too hard, and even the ones that made me wreck my brain a little bit, it was more so me just not paying attention to stuff that I should have noticed. But it's cool that you get to you play as Lana, but you can also control Mui and control what Mui does, and have the little animal move and do certain things to help you solve puzzles. So it's kind of you're working in tandem with you and the animal, so both of y'all can be positioned in certain ways to figure out certain puzzles. It's really cool the way they have them work together so far. So I've been enjoying Planet of Lana. This has been pretty dope. Like I said, if you like things like Inside and Limbo, you want a little more chill version of that that looks really gorgeous, looks almost anime-ish in some ways. I think you'll like Planet of Lana. So yeah, gotta give this a mention. Been playing this lately. Hopefully I can finish this soon, but I've been having fun with it so far. So if you like puzzle platformers, go ahead and give Planet of Lana a look. Shameless plug, speaking of indie games that you should play, you should check out my indie game that I made that is available on itch.io. It is called Conundrum Collection. It is a text-based game that is a collection of 2 short stories that offer multiple endings and branching pathways based on the decisions of you, the reader. Like I said, this is available on itch.io. And speaking of itch.io, since I put my game on this platform, I figured I should browse around itch.io and see what they got going on. So the next few games on the list are games that you can play for free on itch.io. A really dope and low-key addicting game that I found on itch.io is a boxing game called Toe to Toe. And this game, you do 4 things: jab, hook, block, duck, and that is it. The rounds are really quick. You fight in 20-second increments, and you need to either deal enough damage to win the round, or you need to knock the opponent out. And the gameplay loop of the rounds just being in 20 seconds really creates this addicting loop that'll just have you'll just want to keep playing. Because I started off, I was losing, so I wanted to keep playing until I won. And next thing I know, I'd burnt like 30 minutes. I won, and I just kept playing because that quick little 20-second loop just kind of got me. Now this game is not like a full-fledged experience. It looks like the dev is going to end up adding more features and characters to the game based on what I'm seeing on the itch.io page. But you start with 2 characters, Stella and this robot named Hoika. So for now, that's all you got. But like I said, this is one of those kind of games you would play just to burn some time. You need to burn a quick little 10-20 minutes. You just want to have some fun. This was a blast. But I do hope that this gets expanded into like a full-fledged game, and you can play it on keyboard and controller. It's compatible with the controller if you want to play it that way. But yeah, really dope boxing game. Great animations. Love the retro look. I hope this turns into like a full-fledged experience, because this is really fun, man. It's a really simple but like effective concept, and those little 20-second rounds, man, they'll get you. Be careful playing this. But yeah, Toe to Toe. Check this out on itch.io, man. I will leave a link to it in the description below. By far my favorite game that I've played on itch.io is Capoeira Fighter 3 Legacy Edition. Now apparently Capoeira Fighter was an old school Flash game back in the day based on the research I've done. Apparently this has like a cult following. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know about this game, but I am on board now, and boy, this game is fun. It's cool to just see Capoeira just like represented in a fighting game, like to this much degree, where that's like the focus of the game is capoeira. Now there are other like martial arts represented in the game, but you got a lot of characters who are based off the capoeira martial arts style. But you also got some Muay Thai characters in here. You also got like a Bruce Lee pastiche character in here, and some other martial arts styles represented. But this is a really just cool, dope 2D fighting game. Love the vibe of this. From the soundtrack, like I said, to the characters. I can't remember the name of the dev off the top of my head, but from what I remember hearing, he was an actual martial artist who really did pull from like the culture of Brazil and things of that nature to kind of make this game feel authentic. But this one is a lot of fun, man. Like I said, really dope 2D action fighting game. Combos aren't really too hard to pull off, but they got a little tutorial to explain things to you. But this game isn't really super complicated. I feel like if you played any other 2D fighting games, you'll be able to pick this up. The combos are constrained together really cool. Lots of, just different moves and things that you can pull off. What I was really impressed with is the different modes. Like, they actually put some love into the single player. There's so many different like little mini games and other little things you can do. And it's like, man, if an indie dev can do this, these AAA studios don't have any excuse. Like, there was a lot of love put in the single player for this. There's so many different little modes you can do, even outside of the arcade. And this feels like a full-fledged game. It might be like a little rough around the edges in terms of polish, but in terms of like the modes and the things you can do, this is better than some like major budget games, or at least like more love was put into the single player aspects. There's a full arcade mode that you can do. There's like 20 plus characters in this, and like I said, a lot of capoeira going on, a lot of dancing and kicking and flipping and putting combos together. But love the roster so far. I've only done one arcade playthrough of this, but I gotta go back and play this some more, man. I had a lot of fun playing this, man. This is a really dope 2D fighting game. Now I will say, if you choose to play this, you can play it with controller, but you might have to configure your controller with the software that this comes with. So I'm going to leave a link to the game below, but if you download the game, it's going to come with a software. I think it's called Joy to Key or something like that, but you'll have to configure your controller with the software so that you can use your controller to play the game. It's not really super hard to set up, but just know that you'll probably need to do that beforehand, because you'll probably want to play this with the controller. But yeah, Capoeira Fighter 3 Legacy Edition, definitely, man. If you're a fighting game fan and you love capoeira, you want to see it represented like I do, this is fire, man. I have a lot of fun playing this. I gotta go back and do some more arcade playthroughs of this, man. This was a lot of fun. I would love to see this on console. I love this, just the style and the flair, and it's capoeira, bro. Like, it's capoeira, bro. Like, what else you need? But yeah, Capoeira Fighter 3 Legacy Edition. This is definitely my favorite game that I played on itch.io so far. I will leave a link to it in the description below. You can also get this for free, so check this one out, man. I'm pretty sure if you're a fighting game fan, you like 2D fighters, you will definitely enjoy this one. So go check it out. Well, these are some of the indie games that I've been playing recently. Let me know what y'all have been playing and if any of these games caught your attention. But that's all we got for today's video. My name is Serial Sensei. Y'all stay safe, y'all stay hydrated, and I will catch y'all on the next video.